What's up, everyone? Thrift Barringer here, Richard Holdridge, in a new location, live from the Hampton Hotel North off Veterans Parkway, right behind McDonald's. Super convenient location. It has been the home to many different people around the area, or people that are coming from all different parts of the state, different parts of the country, and we appreciate Mercedes and her team allowing us to be here at Hampton North, and we are excited because we're here for our fantasy football draft that we are doing tonight, Big Rich. But while we're doing that, got my computer up, got to make sure I get the best pick possible, and Richard sucks, okay, making sure that's there. But we're going to drop volleyball rankings, softball rankings, and talk about Friday night here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
First of all, I got the best fantasy football team name, ChatGPT Fantasy Football Team.
What do we got?
That's the team. That's the team name. I stuck it in ChatGPT, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna call my fantasy football team ChatGPT Fantasy Football Team.
ChatGPT Fantasy Football Team. Very original, man, and great. A lot of time and effort put into that.
It really was.
And put into that freaking name, man. We're presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Coca-Cola, Houston Clinic, and Kinetic Credit Union. Busy week we've already had, even though we had Labor Day on Monday. Yesterday, quite a few volleyball games. We had a softball game today. We'll have softball and volleyball tomorrow. And then, I guess, we're crazy because we said 5 last week. Shoot. Let's do 6 this week. That's right, 6 high school football games we're going to have on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. But, Richard, how has your night been, man? Let's kind of, well, you know what? We'll save that when we actually do our rankings, man. So we'll be able to do that. So, all right. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back from break, we're going to have our rankings, volleyball and softball,
yes, sir.
What we've been doing here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite, obey your thirst.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong, with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading-edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Are you looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy-duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
back, everyone, to the program. Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. Thrift Behringer, Richard Holdridge, live from Hampton by Hilton, north of Veterans Parkway, right behind McDonald's. This is where a lot of teams come when they're in town for a softball tournament or at South Commons, or they're here for flag football or baseball or whatever it may be. This is a perfect destination for traveling. Thank you again to Mercedes, the GM here, and her team. They're always very hospitable. They've been very welcoming, and I've enjoyed coming by here over the last couple of weeks, getting work done or whatever it may be. I would not recommend anywhere that's watching, anybody that's out there that has family members that are coming in town, anybody out there that's watching right now that is not from Columbus, that will be coming here for some reason over the next couple months. I do not recommend anywhere else other than Hampton North, right here off Veterans Parkway, right behind the McDonald's. Richard, we're enjoying it. We're in one of their suites right now, again, doing our fantasy football draft. And Brock, we trust. Big Rich, ready to get this going, man. But we love being here at Hampton.
Yeah, and that fantasy name in Brock We Trust is for Brock Bowers, not Brock Purdy. I'm just kidding. No, I love being here as well with you, Thrift, as well.
I can't stand Brock Purdy. He's so overrated.
A great establishment. A lot of eating places just around the northern Columbus area.
No doubt, right? Texas Roadhouse right down the street, El Vaquero.
Roadhouse.
We got Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
All right, Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. Let's go ahead and do it. Throw up those rankings.
Throw them up, Chris.
I said it on the Sports Vision Morning Show today. These rankings have become a commodity within this area, and they're doing their job. Whether you agree with them or disagree with them, I do not care. The point is, you're talking about them, and that's why we do what we do. So we're going to do volleyball rankings first. Remember, all the schools are playing volleyball right now. When we do softball, only the Georgia schools are doing it. Let's do volleyball. All right, number 10, Russell County. They only played 2 games so far. They're 1-1. And same with Smith Station. Both those schools will be playing against each other later on in the year.
Yeah, so we live stream both games for Russell County, the game against Beulah and the game against Smith Station. That's the reason why we have Smith Station at number 9, because Smith Station actually beat Russell County. But they've pretty good. Looks like they're going to make the playoffs. I saw, they only played 2 games all year, but the sample size is good enough for us to validate putting them in our rankings.
Number 9, I think this is a surprise team for sure, kind of like in football, the Kendrick Cherokees. Coach Long has done a great job. At number 8, Coach Long has done a great job in year 1 at Kendrick. And how about that? Year 1, they already eclipsed their win total from last year and looking like a team that can make the playoffs. Great job by them. Number 7, a team that made the semifinals last year. They played an incredibly tough schedule. I still feel like they're going to be region champs. It's the Columbus Blue Devils. And same thing with Northside. I think Northside's good enough to make the playoffs this year. They actually beat some of the top teams already this year, including Brookstone last week. But number 6, Northside. Number 7, Columbus. Number 8, Kendrick.
Yeah, Northside got some top volleyball players in the area, like the Watts girl. You also have Layla Pope. Over at Columbus, you have Kiara Parsons. You've got Lauren Myers. You've got some talented volleyball players that play at the GHSA. I expect Northside to make a run in the playoffs, and same with Columbus to possibly win their region and to host several playoff games when they get into the GHSA playoffs.
Top 5, let's bring them in. Kayla Shranks, Glenwood Gators come in at number 5. How about the Harris County Tigers? Last year, a losing record, 12-2 to start the season this year. I'm really proud of seeing what those Harris County Tigers have been doing here early in the season, Richard.
Yeah, but once they get into region play, they're going to have an opportunity to play Northside. They're actually going to play them in a tri-match at Jonesboro, because I was thinking, oh man, we got to get Harris County Northside on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Unfortunately, they're going to play each other, just not in the area. But you also have very talented volleyball teams in their region, like Central Carrollton, Stars Mill. Harris County having a fantastic year, and they actually beat Glenwood earlier this afternoon, and so they're having a great season, and we're just excited to see the Harris County Lady Tigers with a 12-2 record.
Casey Mobley is the coach. He's done a great job. Brooke Zerner, the assistant, and like what I've seen so far from the Harris County Tigers. Number 3 is Calvary Christian. Their only loss this year is the number 1 team in the entire area, number 1 team in the state. I like what I've seen from Calvary so far this year, man, and 14-1. Now, they haven't had the toughest schedule compared to maybe some other programs, but I still feel like they're going to be a team that's probably going to be in the semifinals of the GIAA. And when you get to that point, who knows? I will say tomorrow night is a massive game for if they're really a contender that could play for a championship this year. By the way, they're led by their head coach, Kendra Henthorn. They host Brookstone. Massive game for them. And speaking of Brookstone, 14-4, Coach Lee Halverson's done an amazing job. They come in at number 2.
Yeah, we are going to be really privileged to see the matchup between two powerhouses in the GIAA. Brookstone, we know the accolades, able to get a big win over Strong Rock on Tuesday. Carson Galligan's averaging 4.5 kills per set. Priscilla Fago, who was the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game, also a heavy hitter on that front line. And then with Calvary, I mean, you've got Abigail Steffens, you got Madeline Gaps, you've got Olivia Smithwick. I mean, you've got a team that's still young. This was a young team that made the playoffs last year in their first year in the GIAA. But what can you say about Brookstone? Coach Lee Halverson knows that they were so close to winning the championship last year, fell short, and that is the goal. Coach Halverson wants to get Brookstone to win a championship, and he feels he's got the team to do it this year.
And number 1 team with the best player in the area, one of the best setters in the area. You got Resnick, you got Anna Dew, who's an excellent setter, and you got the best player in Shannon Menifee.
Absolutely.
Pacelli, it looks like every bit the team that's trying to go back-to-back this year. So here's our top 10. Number 1, Pacelli. Number 2, Brookstone. Number 3, Calvary. Number 4, Harris County. Number 5, Glenwood.
Yeah, what a great list. And when we talk about just the teams that we've had on the rankings, and we have live streamed many games when it comes to volleyball, that these teams can win a championship, and that's really the bottom line. And I think that Pacelli has not only been battle tested, they've played a lot of volleyball games.
22-2, man. I'm looking, and
they
just
play a lot of volleyball games.
And they beat a good Lee Scott team too, literally on Tuesday.
Here's the thing about Pacelli, because you go from legendary coach Jillian Schoenborn to Coach Kristen Trotter,
Kristen Trotter,
really
yep.
has not skipped a beat. I mean, that's a great transition. And talking to Coach Schoenberg last year on the Pacelli Coaches Show, they're strictly volleyball players. They're like in travel volleyball all year round. And you know, they had a great volleyball player in Caroline Hilton last year, who's now at Berry College. But Shannon Menifee comes in and becomes the dominant player that has the most kills per set. And then you have Resnick, you know, her sister went on to graduate. Anna Dew, probably the best setter in the entire Chattahoochee Valley.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pacelli, Brookstone, Calvary, that's not a bad 1, 2, 3 on our rankings.
No doubt about it. All right, let's do softball. So we got top 5. Number 5, we got coming in the Brookstone Cougars, 5-2. Shaw, 6-6. Calvary, Columbus just on the outside end. By the way, Columbus and Shaw play for probably a region championship.
Well, Shaw beat Columbus. That's
already.
why I took him out of the ranking. Shaw's 5-0 in the region.
Yeah, but 6-6 right now. Brookstone 5-2, and then here you go. Number 3, undefeated, as Jeff Hall said, 9-0 Calvary Knights. I think the Christian Knights have a chance to win it all in the GIAA, and they're one of my favorites to win all in 4A. Harris County, they believe that Northside game, they were coming off of the traveling to Colorado, which, by the way, they won that tournament in Colorado.
Yes.
Then Northside had an incredible game. So the Patriots, and by the way, Northside's only loss is to one of the top teams in the entire state. Cannot wait for round 2 of Northside Harris County. So number 1, Northside. Number 2, Harris County. 3, Calvary. 4, Shaw. 5, Brookstone.
By the way, Northside, Harris County, Shaw, and Columbus all are going to be at South Commons this weekend for a tournament. We're actually going to see what this Harris County team's made of when they take on the defending 6A champions, East Coweta, out of Noonan. But Northside, we know we got them on because they beat Harris County. They're going to play again on September the 18th, the rematch up in Hamilton. I think that Northside, Harris County on a collision course to meet in the 4A semifinals or even finals at South Commons. And Calvary trying to get back to South Commons. I know that there's some strong opponents in their way, like Strong Rock, no pun intended, and then Tatnall, the defending champions. They also have Westfield School in their region. Westfield School won the 3A championship. So yeah, there's some tough opponents in there for Calvary. And then Shaw, Columbus, Hardaway, those three teams are just going to be battling for that region. And then Brookstone, and just outside the list, Pacelli's 4-4. But the way they beat a 4A team that went to the playoffs last year in Creekside, 17-1 in 3 innings. That was impressive.
It was very impressive, Ben. And these are our top 5 teams. In softball, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have more. We'll wrap it up with where we're going to be this week. 6 football games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
You looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong, with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading-edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Real recognize real. Real taste, unmistakably Sprite. Real refreshment, crisp lemon lime. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
There's Joe Ma. There is, Michael Penix. All right, we're good. Sorry about that. Oh, and making sure Brock Purdy doesn't go to Richard. All right, we're good now. Thank you.
Yeah, you just took my starting quarterback.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Hampton North Veterans Parkway is the place to be when you're on vacation. You got loved ones in town. Very convenient and a great location. Make sure to tell Mercedes and their team here at Hampton North in Columbus that Thrift Behringer and Georgia Alabama Sports Live sent you. We're going to be at 6 places this week. My team hates me. They're like, Thrift, you're a nut job. You're going to pull 7. We're going to eventually try to get to 10. I'll tell you that now. That is ultimately the goal,
Thrift,
is to have 10 football game
that is crazy talk.
Going
That's
on
crazy
Friday.
Talk there, but yeah, 6. Wow.
We would be then, I think, almost, because we'll have 10 going on at the same time, we'd almost be competing with ESPN Plus. Think about that.
Yeah.
They probably have it close to, I'm talking about like at 3:30. How many 3:30 games on ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN Plus, ESPNU on all their platforms?
Yeah.
It's probably more than 10. But y'all get what I'm saying. I'm trying to accomplish something like that, and I appreciate my team for being there and helping me build this. The game of the week, 2 of them. I'm going to be at Russell County. I think they're the hottest team going right now. Bryson Riggins, 8 touchdown passes to start the season. They host Wetumpka. I cannot wait to be at Russell County as they host them, and should be a lot of fun for the Warriors on Friday night.
Yeah, it really is. Taking on a region opponent. It's their home opener. Wetumpka comes in with a 1-1 record, and Wetumpka trying to get revenge from that barn burner last year that was actually in Wetumpka. But this Russell County team has had a fantastic season so far, beating Eufaula for the first time in 27 years to start the season 2-0.
Some of the other games that we're going to be doing, Tatnall at Calvary. Calvary trying to stay undefeated. That will be at 7:30. You and Mike Frost will be there. By the way, FPD at Brookstone, Mike Peacock, Scott Miller on the call. We got Daugherty at Harris County. They're licking their wounds, man. And they're just trying to get that absolute bad taste out of their mouth. 42-0, 63-0. They've been outscored 105-0 in the last 2 weeks. They want to get anything positive going. And I think they can pull off a victory because the boys are back in town. They have been on the road the last 2 weeks. They're back at home. As Tommy Watson said on the Coach's Show, he thinks it's going to be electric atmosphere. Last time they played there, they beat Manchester in week 1. That's at 7:30. Rick Beach will be on the call for that one.
Yeah, tough road trip for Harris County. Not going too far, but having to go up to Callaway Stadium. They lose to a very talented Troup County team that I think they can win the championship in 3A. And then what can you say about them losing to Carver? Carver's just a better team. Right now, I think Carver's the best team in the state. And losing 63-0, I mean, yes, they want to try to learn from those 2 games, but they're going to be back at home, Danny Durham Field, under the bright lights, that sunset and the water tower. I mean, just that atmosphere at Harris County is going to be electric. And the whole town of Hamilton, Waverly Hall, Ellerslie, they're all going to come out and support the Harris County Tigers because they love their Harris County Tigers. Hopefully they can get a big win.
All right, so moving on from that, we will go into the other games. By the way, I'm going to be at Russell County. I didn't even mention the other 7:30 game. I just talked about who's calling it. FPD and Brookstone. That technically is number 1 versus number 2 in the GIAA. Are you kidding me? Number 1 versus number 2. Ian Headley, this is his biggest test. They already beat Valwood earlier, which is the number 1 team in 3A. Now they're in 4A, and they play the number 1 team in 4A. FPD should be a lot of fun at 7:30. Richard, cannot wait for it. I expect if the Cougars get this win, they could be riding high for the rest of the season.
Yes, and this is a rematch of the 2023 GIAA State Championship game where FPD ended up defeating Brookstone. These 2 teams have a history. We know how great FPD has been being the runners-up in 4A last season. But Brookstone, they have a much different team, especially with their starting quarterback, Broughton Branch, coming back. He's got weapons. A new running back at Samuel LeBoy. He's got Dylan Terry. And then you also got Meacham Kelly, the leading receiver. And then on that defense, Harrison Baker. He's that guy. I mean, he is all over the field and just going sideline to sideline. He's in just about on every play. This is going to be a battle of 2 giants. It's a big collision course. Something's got to give. But I do favor Brookstone just slightly because they are playing at home. Just that home crowd has got to be electric at Mack Strong Stadium because you know that FPD is going to bring their fans from Macon. But I cannot wait for this. And then how about Mike Peacock and Scott Miller on the call, just like a Columbus State basketball game. I love it when those 2 get together and call a game. I mean, it's always fun just to hear them on the broadcast.
Stone Mountain goes to Pacelli. Stone Mountain 0-4 in the GHSA. Pacelli beat them last year, so Pacelli 0-2 on the road to start the season. They did beat Tatnall 2 weeks ago, so they're going to need to get a win and try to get back in our rankings, which kind of thinking that they dropped out of it. I know they're feeling disrespected, and they should, and I'm all about being proved wrong. I want to be proved wrong because I want every school in this area to be successful. So trust me, I am all about that. And then, of course, across the river, we got Glenwood hosting BB Comer. I think, again, this could be another good win for Coach Nelson's team after losing that Valley game down to the wire. So we're expecting them. So 6 games we're going to be at. The Gators should be probably without clarity again. Jalen Stanley will be the quarterback. He was great last week, but BB Comer a little bit better than Elba, but Ophir as well. Going to see if the Gators can get to 2-1 on the season.
And no Thursday night games for the teams that we cover, but we do have a Muskogee County game that we're not covering. Jordan taking on Terrell County. We've got Spencer on the road taking on Griffin. Northside's down in Albany taking on Monroe. And we got a lot of teams like Carver, Shaw. They're all on byes this week. But, yeah, we only have that one Muskogee County game, but we are calling 6. And we're not even calling a Muskogee County game. So that this is just the weekend where a lot of them are on a bye.
Yeah. So,
I did forget to mention Smith Station. We cover Smith Station. Obviously, they're playing that other team in what's called the Backyard Brawl. Just wanted to throw it out there. Because we cover them, so we have to mention them.
Thank you, Rich, for the insight. All right. We'll thank y'all again for watching, as always. And, again, if you got any questions on the power rankings, all you got to do is just go look at our social media, and you can find all the answers there. Thank y'all so much. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also follow us on Instagram. We'll see you on Friday. Game day will be virtual again, and then we'll also have halftime show at each location presented by the Beck Center, as always, and the GIAA scoreboard show tomorrow night from the Beck Center, presented by the Beck Center on Georgia Alabama Sports Live on GIAA.TV. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show.